Where the money at, dog? We'll bring it back. Don't worry where the money at. Right there. Tap it with that. Hey, check this out. Y'all know who we in the building with? Marcel Reece. Yeah, you know what time it is. The Beast Reece mode.
Oh, with y'all, man. It's been so long.
It's been so long, so
Man,
I remember texting you on Sundays, have a good game, good luck.
wait. I remember it was always Dime Piece Dave. Now he all corporate and stuff.
Man, tax shacking and
Daddy.
the whole nine.
It was Dime Piece back in the day.
Man,
It was Piece Dave.
The beard was a little more full. He didn't wear the hats.
he was filming for Vivid, doing all type of,
Everything.
man, come on now. And we here many decades later, and it's a blessing, ain't it?
It really is to see all of us have growing through our personal growth, our business growth, and just getting to where we are. It's been an amazing journey.
I mean, it's been, to me, it's really kind of full circle because when we first started really getting down, I was a teenager still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was a kid and looking up to everybody and really just running around and everybody's doing their thing. And now all of a sudden we all grown men.
Mhm.
And it just speaks to what real family is, right?
Yeah.
It's never been a crisis in a family. That's what it's always been. That's what the gang life is. That's what the business life is just family.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been one. I remember asking you questions a couple years ago. One of my friend's brother was just about on that bubble cusp, and I was like, hey, remind me of your story so I could tell him, hey, just encourage him and just make that roster.
Exactly.
Let's go back to your high school football days. Just from high school to college to being signed to the NFL to just the whole one. How did that feel to you? But then watching our experience, us together, just with the music, because you know, sports and music go hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean, not only that. I always say this when I'm talking to people from all different walks of life and the things that I've experienced. That there are three things in the world that bring people together, no matter where you come from, no matter what your economic background is, no matter what your cultural background is, your religion preference, and it's food, music, and sports.
Yep.
Those are the three things that bring people together, no matter where you are, where you're from, creed or color. And for us, in our experience, it was always genuine and authentic because my journey and your journey specifically through the music, it just intertwined like crazy because we were going to all the sporting events, we were going to all the shows and doing the shows together. And you know what I'm saying? I had a mic in my hand, my shirt off, we in the videos, we doing everything.
And you got the motherfucking camera.
Exactly. So we were always doing it all together, and it was never a set out plan, but it happened organic and authentic the right way. So that's what was always fun about it.
You know, it's definitely true. What was your first time when you really fell in love with the sport of football?
I'm gonna tell you like this. So I was a basketball player my whole life. And Smoke know this. Goldie know this.
No. I didn't know you played basketball. I didn't know that part.
I'm a hooper my whole life.
I never knew that.
Forgetting.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I remember.
He has forgetting syndrome. Right. So
I was high.
he got convinced about every basketball game. Anyway,
That don't mean you know how to play basketball.
when I running in, so I was a hooper my whole life. My mom thought she was like, me and my brothers and I, we would just get hurt. So she didn't want our baby getting hurt, didn't want us getting touched. So I was 16 years old. My mom moved us out the hood, moved us out of Inglewood all the way to Hesperia, California, right?
Yep.
And we moved, and my brother, like, we just hot. Like, man, she moved us out of the city for me, all of our friends, everything. We just
Hesperia is like a farm town. There's nothing. There's stuff going on, but back then there was
built
nothing.
up now,
Yeah.
but back then there was nothing. So we mad, and Mom was just like, well, your parting gift is play football. Go have fun. So the next day, you know, my twin brother Mark and I, we sitting there in the locker room, and this is back in the day where you had to put the pads, you had to slide the pads in the pants, and we kind of like peeking over at people seeing how you do it because we never did it before. So at 16 years old, we played football with it, and the rest is kind of history. Man, I didn't really fall in love with football. Football fell in love with me first. I was still a hooper. I'm still a hooper.
So I halfway believe that.
Still a hooper.
I halfway. I gotta see you dunk on somebody.
But
I Ocho, you heard him, man. I got to crash something.
Ocho, that's my guy. I love him, but he don't want
Man, shout out to Ocho, man.
I used to see him at the Terrell Owens at the gym in Woodland Hills.
Shout out to Ocho, OG, Coach C, Phenom Factory veteran who brought me into Phenom Factory back in 2003. Shout out to Ocho, Pasadena. You already know.
There we go. So what football team did you like then? Because when we were kids, we lost the Rams and we lost the Raiders.
Yeah, so the Raiders, it wasn't really about the football team that I loved. It was about the culture that I loved.
Loved it.
Right? I wanted to wear black. I wanted to be like respected. You had the intimidation factor, but from a football perspective, the team, really the player that brought me in was 1998 Minnesota Vikings watching Randy Moss.
Yep.
He was cold, he was fast, he was long, he was the way I was built, and that's what I wanted to be when I started playing and watching football. It was Randy Moss.
Yeah, no, Randy was an incredible thing. It was incredible to watch him and just
A whole anomaly, man. A whole anomaly.
You're talking about generational talent. You're talking about someone who changed the game, who changed the game. Randy Moss was that guy.
yeah.
Like that team was crazy. He had Dante Culpepper. He was throwing the ball around. Randall Cunningham was there for a minute. Robert Smith, Chris Carter. That team was fantastic. So I love watching that team and Randy Moss in particular.
That's awesome. But then all of a sudden you went to school.
Yeah.
Junior college first?
Junior college first. So went to El Camino Junior College, won the national championship there. I was trying to figure out if I was going to play basketball or play football. I couldn't go to college and play both. No team was offering that. So went the junior college route. And honestly, it was, at the time, I almost felt like it was a failure because I wasn't going straight to a four-year university or a big-time school. But in retrospect, I met some of my best friends there, Brian Flowers, Nate Ness, you name it, and built some incredible relationships. But also, it allowed me to mature as a football player at that time. And it's really kind of that last time you get to play football without it being a business.
Yeah.
We were still in the hood at that point. You know what I'm saying? We had fights in the locker room. We fighting together. We fighting each other. It was everything, but we still had a goal in mind. And at that point, it was still being able to be a kid playing a kid's game. When you start to go to university, when I got to University of Washington, we were men playing a kid's game. And it's a $1 billion business when you go to university, right? So you got scholarship money, you got this. At junior colleges, it's different. You're working off financial aid.
Yeah, you're trying to fill out paperwork to get the money.
You're trying to hustle. We shooting dice and cutting hair to get myself through junior college. You know what I'm saying? So it was really just that time, when you start to reflect on that, that was one of the
That's great.
times of the career.
It remind me of the block, fool.
Exactly.
Remind me of the block. It's that struggle, like, as far as the music aspect. When we was in Rick Rock, when we was in his rapping out the closet. Rock God, we see you, baby.
I love you, Unc.
It's like, I put that in perspective, what you saying, segue into like, it was the same way, just doing music. When it became a business, then it just, I wouldn't say necessarily the love of it, the feel of it changed.
So the way I look at it now, being a businessman that had played and was an athlete, it's not the love of it that leaves it. It's the fact that we aren't necessarily prepared for the business once it happens.
That part.
We are really good at what we do, excelling at music, excelling at video, and really, Dave, it's probably different for you because you grew up around that business atmosphere.
Yeah, I definitely grew up in a business household.
With us not growing up in business households and really
survival.
Our business came from the street, but we didn't really see it as business. Now I can see like, okay, the dope boy, when he was cutting it, I understand why he was doing it, right? I knew why he was doing it there, but I thought it was just to make money. But when you start to understand, the bigger picture of it, you say, oh, that was a business. I did learn that, but we didn't necessarily know how to relate it to the corporate.
The transition of it.
You got to be able to translate it, right? It's like, if I'm in the football world, it's a different playbook, right? It's the same play, but the terminology changes. How can I compute that in my mind and give it my terminology to understand it like that instead of having to continue to read it, right? Or if I'm trying to learn a new language, they're saying the same. They're saying the same exact terms, but it's just a different word. Can I translate it in my mind to make it make sense?
Yeah, no, it's totally a transitional playbook from one to the other.
Exactly.
I was thinking about it, when I was preparing, even though I don't need to prepare to talk to you, but when I was preparing to think about what I was going to ask you, I was like, well, how do you translate the idea of like the captain of the team or the coach, like, and the coach versus of a leadership point of view back into the corporate world to, do all that,
And honestly, that's where, in my humble opinion, where I have become what was my next transition right now, right? And that is where I have excelled right now, being able to say that I can walk in the boardroom and demand respect the proper way, understand what someone is saying, no matter what the business is, and then at the same time, add value to the conversation from my own experiences, whether it's from being in the locker room and leading men in the locker room and gaining their respect by work on the field and off the field, or it's being the chief strategy officer, senior vice president of the Las Vegas Raiders, at the time, still a multi-billion-dollar company, and running the stadium and winning the best stadium in the world, not country, in the world award, not for football, but everything outside of football.
And you watch the whole thing go from the dirt up.
And not just watch it, but had the dirt on my hands. You know what I'm saying? And being able to do that as a leader, it's just again, it's the ability to know that I competed at the highest level in my respective craft, and I was able to and I'm able to translate it now into a ton of other business fields.
When you went to Washington, it's like the first time you started traveling and you were young. Same thing with you.
Oh man, I used to have fun out there. Shout out to them. I used to have some.
How was it when they used to?
That's why I love Washington to this day.
The first couple times they started sticking you on airplanes to go like do the away games. How was that? And because we were talking about that before we started, where I was like, wait, everyone stays in the hotel even when it's a home game?
Yeah. The one thing that I grew, like my big homies always told me, like we had to be chameleon, right? We had to be able to go anywhere. We couldn't be singled out or counted or thrown away before we even got to open our mouth. So we had to carry ourselves a certain way, right? Not in a way where we were fake or phony, but in a way we were still ourselves, but we were able to transform ourselves and be who we were anywhere we wanted to.
Yeah.
Right. So I understand that for me, that I don't look like a typical businessman walking into a boardroom. I know I don't look like you, right? But I can still present myself in a way that's respected by you, right? And not only respected, but also get let in the door.
Well, I think a lot of that's changed for at least from the outside point of view, from like what I see on the internet and hear about, like with all the businesses that Shaq went and did when he was busy, and like all these other players that then went in to do other stuff.
It seems that way. But it's not always. It's not
always,
for everyone.
It's
not always different, right? And you have to put. You got a guy like Shaq. He's so polarizing that he's in a completely different atmosphere than so many other people. But one thing that I love that Shaq does, and shout out to the big homie, but what Shaq does is he understands that he is in a different atmosphere than everyone else. And it's not just because of his size. It's not just because of his money. It's
his character.
Personality. It's his character.
He's just him. He's just him.
Encompassing, right? But the one thing that I love and respect that Shaq does is he opens doors for other people that don't usually have those doors open. And he is so generous that he gives sharp back. So he understood. And again, when you're a person, I think personally and from a business perspective, self-understanding, and it's the most important thing and most important attribute. So that self-awareness is so important.
Yeah,
understanding who you are, understanding what your identity lies in, and then operating accordingly.
And the company you keep. Yeah, the company you keep, man. I didn't but your peoples, and they're ruining it for you. See, people don't know that part about business. We just because
We had a ton of those conversations.
yeah.
Because you know, transparently speaking, bro, biggest problem is he love everybody.
Yeah, he doesn't know where to draw the
And
line.
he tries to give to everybody, and he wants to make sure everybody experiences what he can experience. We was up there in February, and I was like, "Hey, bro,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
That's strike 2 for him. We gotta go. We only getting 2. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, just
Tighten it
bro
up.
understand who he is, but then we also gotta understand the people around. Like, okay, I tried to give him this, but he let that go.
Yeah.
We was having a conversation about somebody earlier.
yeah, man.
He trying to like, hey, what you doing that for?
Man, I got a heart is pure as gold.
His heart bleeds now.
But it get black as coal. Come on, stay with me now.
So then college happens.
Yeah.
You have like you have a few historical moments there.
Uh-huh.
What was the big one?
I mean, the big one everyone talks about is the longest reception ever for a touchdown in the University of Washington Husky history, and also the Pac-10 history. The Pac-10 is gone now, so that record will never be broken. But it was a 98-yard catch against University of Arizona in Hudson Stadium from Jake Locker, and you know, everyone, you know, you got the highlight going around YouTube and all that stuff. But honestly, I never really think about that play. You know, the biggest moments for me at any point in my career was always the moments I had with my boys, like in the locker room, those camaraderie moments, being looked at as the captain by my peers at every level. Those are the most important things, not just touchdowns or awards or the you know, Junior College Hall of Fame or California or whatever that is. But really, it's just the moments that you have with my teammates.
Was UW like your favorite team in your favorite locker room?
I can't say that. Every locker room was different. Like I said, you know, those junior college years were special. You know, that my last junior college year at El Camino was special. We had a unbelievable team. So many D1 guys, NFL guys. The athletes were insane. Like athletes we had on that team were insane. The records I said were amazing. We had a ton of athletes. Shout out to El Camino. Rest in peace, John Featherstone. But yeah, I think those El Camino were special years. Special years.
And then the time comes. You get drafted.
Not drafted, I was undrafted. So the pro career, it started off, I mean, kind of like everything else, you know. For me, nothing was ever handed to me. I was never, I mean, I was highly recruited out of junior college, but it was never like given. It wasn't a first round draft pick, wasn't a draft pick at all. So that draft process is kind of crazy for me. We don't have to get into the weeds of that, but really,
I was more trying to say, then you got the call from Al. But
exactly, that's what it was. It wasn't a draft.
So a real you feel me call.
My draft.
So right here, and that's the whole point. Like, it's for me. Again, in reflection, I had something better than a draft. I got a call from Al, right? And it was crazy because the call I got from the draft was from the Miami Dolphins. I go there for rookie minicamp. Bill Parcells was like, "Are you gonna leave early?" I said, "No, I got to get my degree. I can't leave early. I have to go get my degree. We're in a quarter system out of Washington." And he said, "Man, I need everything." I was like, "I respect that. I'll be
my education is late.
I'll be here 30 days later. I promised my mom and grandma I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it." It's like, call me next day, like, "Hey, we got to release." He's like, "We'll be a great player. I hope our paths will cross again at some point, but I have to release it."
I'm shocked that he didn't respect the education.
No, he respected it, but he had his business to run. He knew what he needed, and I respected that. And I was just like, "Okay, I appreciate you." I didn't think anything of it. I didn't realize, really, I'm getting fired.
Yeah.
Right? On my day off. Like, we were done. Like, I had won the MVP of the minicamp. And then I got a call about 48 hours later for Al, and he said, "I told you it'd be a fucking Raider."
Just win, baby.
That's what he said. He said, "I told you it'd be a fucking Raider." And I was like, excuse my language, but and I was like, all right. And I went to that rookie minicamp. I won MVP, and I stayed there and played there and built a home there. I always give credit to Al. I eventually he became like Pops to me. I would call him Pops. Like, that was in Wood. He was one of the realest people I ever met. And being a young 21-year-old black man from Inglewood, California, had this little older Jewish man be the hardest person I've ever met in my life, like a real gangster.
He seen it.
By the definition, like
He seen it.
he saw it all. He experienced it all. He knew it, and there was never any fluff about it. He didn't like you. He knew he didn't like you. Loved you. Knew he loved you. He was always hard on me, but I respected him, loved him for it, and yeah, Pops was everything, man. I got him tatted on my leg, man. He changed my life.
Yeah, I mean, really, he did. It's incredible to think about it.
Yeah. Oh man, I always said that when he passed was a tough morning for me. It was surreal for me when he passed, because it happened out of nowhere, and we talked so much. I knew something was wrong that day, that he wasn't there. He passed, and it was surreal. And at that point, I was, I dedicated my career and really life to, like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I make him proud, because he told me I was gonna be the best in the world. And my only real regret, besides not winning the Super Bowl, my real regret is him not seeing me recognized as the best in the world. I was a Pro Bowl alternate the year he passed, but the year he passed, that year I made my first Pro Bowl, and that was when I was recognized by the world as the best in the world at what I did.
You ended up, what, 4 Pro Bowls?
Bro.
It's incredible. I'm trying to remember. Wasn't there like a special play that happened the day that he died, where it was under, like, there was like one less man on the field, but there really was Al?
Yeah, so we were in Houston, and it was a big game. It was a tough game, back and forth. And we went down and scored as an offense. They came down and they were about to score, and they're in the red zone, and they're going to score a touchdown. We end up with 10 guys on the field, but another Al Davis guy, Michael Huff, one of my really good friends, ended up intercepting the ball and ends the game, walk-off interception. And that was the day Al passed. Hugh Jackson was our coach, and Tom Cable was there, and we had a really good locker room at that time. That was a tough one. No, Tom Cable wasn't going to get lucky at that. Yeah, that was a tough one.
Would you consider, like, I mean, everyone thinks the quarterback's like the leader of the team. Mm-hmm. It's like the same as being the leader of the business, right? For the current operations, like, they're the manager, right? Yeah. So who was like your favorite quarterback to play with? You went, I mean,
they're all different, and fortunately and unfortunately, I had a ton of quarterbacks at the time. Everyone's from, I was 2008, 2018, so every Raider quarterback from Jamarcus Russell to Derek Carr, I experienced.
Derek's full. I met him at a Golden Knights game.
Derek, that's a little bro. Love him to death. And honestly, man, I loved all my quarterbacks. Like, they were all different. They all had different attributes. They all had different leadership attributes and characteristics. But there's one thing that is a constant misconception, not just in football, but in the world. Like, there's a difference between someone who's a captain and someone who's a leader.
Yes.
Right? Because everyone can be a leader. Everyone is a leader. Everyone has leadership attributes that you just have to bring out. Right? And there are different types of leaders. For me, I often say that leadership is defined as the way you make someone feel leave their presence. We said that for you again, D.
Oh, again.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Leadership I often define it as the way you make someone feel after you leave their presence, because that is what leadership really is. And I think there's two types of leaders. There are the world often highlights transactional leadership, right? You give me this, I'm going to do this. Mm-hmm. I do this for you, I'm expecting that for you. That's all about a transaction. I like the whole and transformational leadership, where I can say, I'm going to do this for you to help you do this. Well, I want nothing in return.
It's to teach a man to fish so they can eat forever instead of just giving them the fish.
Exactly, right? So I want to do something that is transformational and not transactional. And oftentimes in the world of football, you see a position that expect and have the expectation that person is your leader and your captain. But in reality, for me, being a fullback and being named a leader, a captain 6 out of my 10 years playing football was the biggest reward ever, because I wasn't a special team captain. I was team captain.
Right.
And for me, what that said was my teammates respected the way I worked. They knew I had their back, and they knew I could anything for them. And I would never ask them or expect them to do something I couldn't do myself or wasn't willing to do myself. And for me, that's what a leader has to bring to the table.
Yeah, incredible. I couldn't have said it better. But that's why you were the captain for 6 years. It made me think. I was thinking about Rick when he said that, though, like the captain of your team a little bit, you know, because
I mean,
he left you guys with the presence forever, like, you know.
dude, you know what's crazy? Like when people tell me, like, I'd be okay, Dooney's my favorite, Stress my favorite. Go to, like, I go, you know, you really the voice. No, it's a collective of us. I wouldn't be who I am without all of us. So however y'all perceive it, I'm a reflection of them. It's camaraderie.
That's what it always was. That's what, for me, that's what I loved about. That's why I got it tatted on me, because all of us brought something to the table, and it was always different. But without one, it never really felt right. Without one of us there,
It ain't that. It's like that.
it wasn't.
It don't got that twang on it.
We were still good, but wait, hold on. Wait, Dooley ain't going to stress ain't. Wait, spoken. We look.
I hate doing shows by myself. Solo, I mean, I get it. I'm like, okay, but my collective, when I look to the left and look to the right, I'm like, oh,
It's a real energy.
yeah, my job easier. Shit.
We was on that college tour. Everywhere we went, I don't know about you, I felt like I was superhuman.
Oh, yeah.
Could nobody do anything to us? It didn't matter. It didn't matter if it was riffraff. It didn't matter if it was business. It didn't matter if it was. I'm gonna tell you like this: at that point in time, and nobody will admit it. Nobody will admit it, but there wasn't an act that wanted to go on after Fig.
No, what?
At all.
We burning it down.
We had the gangsters going crazy, females going crazy. We taking shirts off.
The whole market was coming.
Nerds.
Everything was done. We shut everything down. And after we left the house, everybody wanted to follow us and go with us.
Yeah.
And we wasn't even about that. We were just doing what we did. I never forget the very first time Smoke said we was all together in a circle before we went out. And we was getting mics, and it was like, what you mean you ain't got 5 mics? We all need one. Smoke said it. Nah, get him. Then he said, you know what? It don't even matter. We passing it up. We passing the 3 around. And he said 5 million. We don't care how many we got in front of us. We going crazy.
Man,
And after that, it was
True.
This is what we doing.
and we perform for the janitor. Hey, the janitor gonna tell somebody, hey, you should catch these people. The word gonna travel. They know, man, 20,000. We clowning. And that's what I can relate to as far as music and being part of a whole group. And as far as a team thing, is that the camaraderie part. Like I know he got me to the end of the earth. I know
I mean, even from my business, I can tell you right now, if I go on vacation for a week, I come back and I get complaints from half my staff going, we missed you in the office. It wasn't the same. We weren't as productive. Like your presence is necessary for everything to be successful.
Right.
So I completely can relate, even in the business world. So then from the Raiders, you went to Seattle?
Yeah, so from the Raiders, I went over.
Kind of like a homecoming back to Washington?
Finished my last 2 years with the Seahawks, and that in itself was a crazy experience for me, because I had made a home and built a home in Oakland, and it was so familiar to me. And being somewhere that wasn't as familiar, I wouldn't say it was hard, it was just different, because I was always me. So as soon as I walked into there, I was looked at as a leader because of my age, because of my experience, because of my resume. And I knew Richard Sherman because we had played against each other in college, played Pro Bowls together. Michael Bennett because we had done events together. Cliff Aru because we were in a Pro Bowl together. Russell Wilson because we played a Pro Bowl together. Bobby Wagner, who's still one of our best friends to this day, because we played in Pro Bowls together. But they had something that I didn't have, which is the success of winning early on in their careers when they were in Seattle. So they had been to playoffs. They had been to Super Bowls. A couple of them had won Super Bowls. So they had that experience over me. But one thing that I had over them was I had seen a ton of adversity.
Yeah.
Team. So I was able to bring something to the table and add value to that team. And we ended up going on a playoff run that ended prematurely, but that was a different experience for me to be able to see there and say, oh, I can go impact any locker room because of who I am and understanding who I am and the experience that I had and try to translate that and help whomever's around me.
Seattle's like known for being a real big fan base, but I mean the Raiders are known for having like the nation.
Yeah.
Which, if you could compare the two, like what's your feedback from being on the field level?
Ain't no comparison. I mean, when it comes down to it, I love the fans in Seattle. They're fantastic fans. But there's only one nation. And it's just, again, it's different. Family is different. It is. It's a different dynamic, a different demographic. It just, it's home. It's home. There's no real comparison to home. Some places you like was beautiful, love to visit, want to go see it, maybe stay for a long stay. Ain't no place like home, though.
Now you were in Oakland for 10 years. How is it in Vegas now? You've been there for what, 5?
Yeah, so Vegas, I mean, you know, we turned Vegas into a Raider town.
It's a Raider town. It's literally like everyone wears silver and black, or the gold and the black for the Golden Knights. It's
a silver and black state. It's a silver and black state. And shout out to the Knights. They have had a ton of success. Be remiss if we don't shout out the Aces. Shout out to the ladies over at the Aces.
Well, you got some work over there with them too, though.
They're representing unbelievably over there, winning championships.
3 out of 4 years they won.
Yeah. So shout out to them, Agent Wilson, Kelsey Plunk, and now with the Sparks, but Chelsea Bray, Jackie Yenna, all the ladies over there. Shout out to them. They're Becky Hammond, Nikki Parker, who's the president over there. Jen at AZ, she's fantastic team. So yeah, the Aces are doing their thing and represent for not only Las Vegas, but all of them out there with all their success.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. But it is a Raider nation out there. I guess
silver and black state, no doubt.
It is. Do you like it out there?
I mean, Vegas is a beautiful place, a beautiful city with really great people.
Remember when we used to watch goalie at OPM?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a whole.
Like we all did.
Hey, that's a whole nother ball game. Y'all had to do the OPM. Come on, man.
Honestly, before the Raiders went to Vegas, it was bro was
he was running the city.
He was running the city.
Yeah.
And when I came out there, and I'll be honest, when I came, so my dad was from Vegas, North Tech, shout out North Town. My family Margaret's out there, Master Street Barbershop, and barber school, but Smoke was the one that really took me around Vegas and linked me to the underworld. What we call the underworld, right? Because when you think about fandom and what really brings fandom into culture, it is the underworld. It's the city. It's the impoverished parts of towns and states and cities. And when I went out there and bro was running Opium, took me around like the gambit. I introduced everybody, shaking hands, introducing myself and understanding, and bro put the stamp on me. So when I was able to come out there and Mark David said, how are we going to take this into Raider Town? We're going to tap into the underworld. We'll go to the hood. We're going to show love.
It's already there.
And show genuine love. Right? Again, transformation. I'm coming in here. When Raiders finally went to Vegas, had their first game in 2020 in COVID, nobody was in the stand. So in 2021, and the team was able to hit the ground running, and you had retention, meaning you had Raider fans buying tickets. It wasn't just fair weather fans or
I have a couple of business associates from my office out there that are season ticket holders. They won't sell them. They won't give them up. They won't let me go.
And it was because of the work that we did. Humbly speaking, it was because of the work that we went to those cities. We went to the town. We went to North Town. We went to old Las Vegas, historic Las Vegas. We were in the middle of that city and just embracing it, right? We were hugging them. We're taking care of the kids.
Shout out west, shout out to the east side, shout out to the west bay. Like really in the trenches, embrace the people.
Boys and Girls Club in Doolittle, right? That's where my dad grew up, and I went in there, and bro had me talking to Greta and Mama G and all that, right? It was really just going in there and doing charity events and embracing them. We had my Thanksgiving event every year before the team was even there. So once the team got there, it was like, wait, it felt familiar to them. I know them.
Yeah.
I know them and they know me.
Because you'd already been giving
Right.
back for years.
Because there's Las Vegas trip,
And there's
then there's Vegas. You feel me? Then there's Vegas.
Right. So
Shout out to Eddie Crip King Bird and them, mate.
So it was about, and one thing I would always say is, I'm not going to talk about them before I talk with them, right? So really it was when the city of the Las Vegas and the state of Nevada hear that you're having a multi-billion-dollar sports franchise relocate to your city, they had fear that they would never look past the strip and the lights of the strip. What we did at that process was went under the strip and came out on the other side, historic, realized.
Yep.
And then we worked ourselves backwards to the strip because we knew the strip was the strip.
The strip's going to be the easy
It's
part.
corporate America, right? So it was making sure that historic Las Vegas knew that we loved them and we appreciated them before we ever got there in an authentic way. And that's what's, I believe, that's helped the Las Vegas Raiders be sustainable and Vegas be a Raider town.
So they got you. You flew in today from Chicago.
Yeah.
You were working yesterday for the Big Ten.
Network. Yeah, Big Ten Network.
They got you analyzing all sorts of stuff.
In-studio analyst for Big Ten Network, call a few games, college games, and just really just trying to share some of my football knowledge that I've had to accumulate through the years and experiences with the masses in my way.
How is that transition? Like, because like, say if I'm doing, like, how we're doing podcasts right now, right? But just to actually be there and people trust you, they want to hear your take. They want to hear your side of things.
Yeah, so for me, I always look at it, I say I challenge myself like tonight before we do the Sunday night football game. I always challenge myself because I know this much of football, right? And in a humble way, you know, I always, if me and my boys are going back and forth, I'll tell them I forgot more football than you know, right?
And yeah,
But the challenge of that is, how can I captivate you about football knowledge without boring, right? So it's taking this much knowledge of the game and shrinking it down to here, but still being impactful. So I take it, when you taught me about music, right? It wasn't like, you didn't say, okay, you got to do this whole song, it's going to be 3.5 minutes. You said, this is a bar, now do 8, right? So that's how I wrote my first 8 bar, my first verse, right? Because it was broken down and articulated to me in a way where I can understand it, where it wasn't bro being a leader and trying to pound on his chest and say, I'm a musical genius, but really just saying it, this is how you can understand.
Just how you run this route, just cut and go that way. And it translates, like if you're reading a playbook, that's how I read music. It's like, okay, it's like, oh, run this route. You got this your position. Okay, you go this way, you go. But now, this how you run the whole play. Did you run it like this?
So yeah, it's really just being able to be able to have anybody, the challenge is being able to have anyone from a fair weather fan who won't watch football again or just watching when someone else is in the room to someone who's a football junkie. No matter who you are, if you're watching me or listening to me call the game or analyze the game, I want you to learn something.
in my brain, when you said that you did 10 games yesterday, I went 10 times 52 players times 2 teams. I'm going, dude, he's got to remember a lot of people's names.
Well, yeah, that's where
And the stat, like everything, I just kind of went like, oh man,
and that's where
the love of the game.
that's
comes
where
in.
people like us, like it's not just love of the game, because it goes with anything. It's just a love of the grind, right? You embrace that grind and the preparation. And so again, this all goes into prep, right? Now, I don't know everyone here by name, but when you come to prep, and this is just one side, right? And then you all of a sudden you got 4 of these. And this is just your own prep, and it's called a spotting card. So now when I'm watching a game, I can quickly understand, after I've studied this, I can quickly understand who's doing what, where they are, why they're doing it. Because I already know the game. Now it's just familiarizing myself with the operation of a specific team or play.
That look crazy.
Right. But if
It's like someone reading music. You know,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That look like, you're like, what the hell is that?
it looks like a music sheet. In my world, it looks like a profit and loss statement.
It's all how you break it down, make it understandable.
So if I took my P&L out, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is where you're at. This is what you should
I could see it like that. That sheet made me go, oh man.
That's like, what am I looking at? This look like the Rosetta Stone. What am I looking at?
Yes.
It's a fun way to transition into the business side of the world that you came out of. I mean, you hear a lot of, I guess my question is, you see and hear about a lot of sport athletes having very low financial literacy when they're done. You hear now that they're implementing these courses in the beginning. And then I'm going, wait a second, like I hear the opportunities that you're going through, and I'm like, it's kind of boggling that most other players are taking some advantage of this on some level. I mean, you were on the phone before doing a league, like this whole thing, like, you know?
Yeah, I think that I think it's all relative to the person too, right? The individual and what you care about, what you want, right? Financial literacy is something that I had none of when we started. Again, being shell shocked by the business.
Still trying to figure it out.
Exactly, and it's a process that you're constantly going through and trying to learn. But once you find that niche, it can be fun. It can be really fun.
Yeah, I have a couple of clients that do touring for Live Nation. So I get to play with some of the jock pack stuff when they go to all these different states and figure out how to do the local pay. And like, it's just fun when I think about what a player goes through and then breaks it down. And I'm like, I understand why Tyreek Hill went to Miami,
Yeah.
you know, and things of that nature. I'm sure that it's a big draw for you guys now that you're in Nevada.
Well, the crazy thing is when you play,
You didn't think about it.
because every state that you play in, you get taxed from that state.
The local state. That's the jock tax.
Right. So you get that jock tax.
You get it.
That's terrible.
You got it too. You just didn't realize it.
It's different. Is that?
No, it's the same. You just didn't realize it.
Yeah, it's the same. You know what?
We see in California, we used to get playing in California.
You get taxed at 13.3%, and then you get taxed at all the other states everywhere you went. You get New York, you get Minnesota, which is high. You would get
Everybody get a cut.
Chicago.
Then we end up getting double California because we played 2 teams that were also in California. So when you play, so again,
God damn, California.
right. So
Gotta love it, but it's rough.
that's something that you start to learn when you start to look at your checks. Well, where they going again? But,
Thank you, Chargers. Thank you, Rams.
What the gratuity is this?
Thank you, Niners.
Right. So, but at the same time, you know, there's pros and cons to it all, and that's something that I'm not gonna stop playing because find Dave or find your day can help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a fun one when you think about it. When was the first time you actually had a like the business opportunity where someone was like, okay, so I want to offer this to you?
You know what? They started to come early, but you never really understood it. It's just like, okay, this is money. I'm gonna do this event, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make some money on it, right? Because all of those are real business opportunities. But one of the players that actually taught me a lot about the business was one of my really best friends, and one of my quarterbacks was Carson Palmer. He introduced me to my first financial advisor, who is amazing and still my advisors to this day, right? But when he came over from Cincinnati, he had been in the game for a long time, and he had a really strong sense of business because he was veteran. And one of my things was always one of the things that make the best leaders is being able to follow. When it came to business, I was following Carson Lee, right? I knew what kind of money he had, and I was coming right behind. I wanted to come right behind him on that, right?
Yep.
So I always be able to recognize that, like, okay, let me learn from what he's doing and who he's talking to and who he trusts, and maybe I can learn something of it.
Yeah, that's Carson is a good one. Like that's
my guy. Shout out to CP.
How is it now working in the business side of it? Do you ever like go into guys' ears and give them a little like, hey, by the way?
So now, like, since I resigned from all the Raiders, I still have a ton of relationships and vibes that came in through the lockdown. Josh Jacobs is a little brother to me, and anytime anyone needs knowledge, I still train guys that are coming out of college with my relationship with the Big Ten if they needed help or preparation for combine stuff, or in the classroom or meetings or things like that. Just being able to help guys think outside of the box of just football. Like, this is a business. This is a business for owners. This is a business for general managers, and whatever team you end up going to, they're making an investment in you. They want to make sure that investment is protected. And the way that investment on you is protected is the way you carry yourself, the way you take care of your body physically, the way you take care of your mind mentally, and everything that goes in between. So I help a ton of guys, and if any guys call and ask for my assistance, I'm right there for them. Because the number one of my mentors that's helped me through the years is Archie Dell himself. Gets a bad rap sometimes, but RG, DH, honestly, a really good guy, one of the best men I've ever met. He has another very, very strong business mind and the way that he approaches things.
What about Tom?
TB.
Tom's the businessman of all of them.
TB, man, he's TB's a special. He's a good friend, and he's definitely an extremely smart businessman. And one thing I loved about Tom is he approaches business the way he approaches the game, which is full grind, full go, with a ton of intensity. He's very cerebral. He has a brilliant mind, the way that he looks at things and his perspective on things and the way he operates. So he's extremely calculated and strategic, and that's one thing that I definitely picked up from Tom.
How was it? So I guess before I go into the business questions, who was your like favorite person to play? Like when you went and traveled to a city, where was your favorite place to go?
Man, I love to go everywhere. I love being in enemy territory. That was just my whole demeanor. Like, show me where I can go, and I'm gonna show you why.
Put the paint where it's supposed to be, man. Shit like that. Give me the mic. What we doing? What a beat.
So for you, it's like, put me in San Diego,
where they don't like us,
and we take it over. But man, Raider Nation used to take over Qualcomm Stadium like crazy. You know what I'm saying? They bring it, Gorilla, Jungle Jane. They bring out the black hole sign and put it right in San Diego. We look up and you got blue walls, you got black T-shirts everywhere. We turned that whole thing out. That was so fun to always experience before. That's one of the things that made it feel like a family. It's just like when we the Fed game, we all go on stage together. Untouchable, we superheroes. When we went to Qualcomm Stadium and we had our 53 Raiders in pads, we had another 20,000, 50,000 in the stand cheering us on, rocking with us. So that was always love.
How about like, was there a favorite moment? Like the cliche, like what was your what was your favorite NFL moment period? Was it like the first Pro Bowl? Was it the first?
I can't put a number on it. I can't put an experience on it. It was all of it. It was all of it, man. It was all of it. Everything, man. The league took me places I never thought I'd go to. Places I'd never even thought of.
The first call from Al.
Yeah.
It was the first call from Al made it all real.
Honestly, those are some of the experience with my teammates and those experiences with Al, who most people see as an urban legend nowadays. He was reality. I'm saying, like, he was reality.
That's a good way to put it. Most people Al Davis is
most people in the league, most coaches, they never met him, never knew him. But for me,
That was Pops.
Me, like, remember, well, Lee, it is, he was mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was mine. I was it. So, yeah, that's probably what they ain't. And, Mark is the same way. Mark is family. Mark Davies. And he changed my life in a completely different way, right? Al brought me in to the team to be a player. Mark brought me in to the team to be a businessman. He saw something in me that other people didn't see in me as well, right? Being a player, a high-profile player, then transitioning into a high-profile business part of it. Like, he didn't say, "Hey, Marcel, you go coach or go scout or go do this." He said you could be a businessman. So,
Let me ask you a question. Who hit you the hardest on the field?
I like to say I did the most. I did more hitting than I did taking. But hardest that Ray Lewis taught me.
Yeah, so that was now you just did that. Welcome to the NFL.
2010. What 2010? I think the year they won the Super Bowl. Ray's last year, maybe. But we were in the Coliseum, and kind of went through the hole. I kind of jumped up. I didn't have a ball in my hand, but I was going to somebody else, caught me sleeping in the hole. And that kid, I knew I was looking up. I was like, he said, I don't even know what he said. He was talking slick to me. All right, I got something for Ray. I'm going to Ray.
You got to say that to me after the game. What you say?
I ain't never really get back like that physically, but he couldn't guard me on the edge though. But shout out to Ray, man, big homie. Another transitional athlete. Like, he transformed the game in ways. His attempt was great.
With that being said, wrapping this up, to transition into that segue, what's the hardest financial blow you've taken and had to bounce back from?
So, as a young man without the businesses like we talked about, sometimes we fall victim to being gullible to something that sounds good, and with investments there are always risks involved. But really, it's all about taking those calculated risks and understanding and being able to manage your expectation. But for me, I trusted someone at the time where I shouldn't have trusted that. And not saying I shouldn't have trusted him because he was trustworthy until he wasn't. And, a lot of times, and I should have saw the red flag, but sometimes I was a little too busy. But really what happens is when people face adversity that hadn't really faced adversity before, they shrink up and do uncharacteristic things that affect other people. And that's what happened. He fell onto some times that he wasn't ready for, and he ended up doing some people wrong that he shouldn't have, and I was one of those people.
It's never fun when you lose an investment.
It's never fun, but it does come with the territory, and you learn from it, and hopefully you learn from it.
Well, I'm sure you learned the word due diligence and all sorts of other things that came out of it, lesson wise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, real estate and businesses and investing are like the three best and worst things that people can deal with.
Best and worst. Best and worst.
You want to teach them to invest, you want to teach them to get the real estate, and you want to teach them to do some business.
And that's where they hit you and get you.
And everyone's got a swamp in Florida, a bridge in Brooklyn, right? They all got something to sell you.
Man, that was it. That was like, for y'all to understand, like, to translate from taxes to athleticism to sports to music, we're all gonna take a hit some type of way. Is how we bounce back from it.
Yeah, resilience and perseverance, man. It's really just, you don't get too high over any win, don't get too low over any loss. Just stay steadfast and run your race. I think one of the big mistakes is you start looking and comparing yourself to other people. People just have to understand who you are, understand where you are, and operate according to that. Not the masses, especially in this day and age, in this generation, everyone looking at social media and find that you see the best 15 seconds of someone's day. So I always just say, live in the present. You know, social media, those things can be good tools, but let's not find our identity in those like this.
Even sugar look like salt, right? And it's not your fault. It look like you gotta figure it out the hard way. Hey, that's sugar, that's salt. I mean, that shit, they just put some sugar on it. You gotta know it.
What was your favorite stadium to go into?
Man, I love the Coliseum, man. Oakland Coliseum.
How was it with the baseball combo with that?
Man, we used to hate getting tackled on it, but it was home though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you grow up in a house, you hate that creaky floor, but that's yours.
Well, listen, I thank you for everything you've done. I thank you for all your time. The legacy you're building is incredible. I can't wait to see where it ends.
That's all love. I appreciate you. I'm proud of both of y'all and everything.
We just get warmed up, baby. It's been a long ride, and we still here, baby. Where the money at, dog? We'll bring it back. Don't worry where the money at. Right there. Tap in with Tax Shack. What where your money at? Tap in.